بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
Interpretation of the Holy Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. With the help of Allah, we have started to have a brief interpretation of Quran. We reached to chapter Mulk. This chapter is the first chapter of part 29 of Quran. This chapter has another name and it is Tabarak. So it is named as a chapter Mulk and Tabarak. Mulk means rule and Tabarak means full of bliss. If we want to talk about the contents of this chapter, we can say all the subjects that we are going to discuss about them in this chapter are divided to three different sections. First is talking about the source of existence of Allah's attributes and phenomenon system, extraordinary system that this world has, also creating everything, creation. Allah has created everything, and also about the mankind and the tools that he has to know himself. The second section, we are going to talk about the resurrection day, about the punishment, Allah's punishment in Judgment Day, and also the conversation between the hellish people. The third section is talking about the treating non-believers and also their punishment, the punishment of oppressors and non-believers in this world and in the day after. About the excellence of this chapter, we have a narration that whoever recites this chapter, it is going to help him in the grave from punishment. It helps him or save him the punishment in the grave. This narration is brought in Tafsir Nur al-Saghalain. Please listen to verse 1.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Allah says, تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. Blessed is he in whose hand is the kingdom, and he has power of all things. We have another chapter that started with this word Tabaraka, chapter Furqan. So chapter Furqan and chapter Mulk are started with this word Tabaraka. Tabaraka means full of bliss, or we can say the permanent good, something which is wonderful but is constantly. It has another meaning also. Tabaraka means exalted, and a place, an area that the water is gathered and is saved, it is named as a barakah or birka. Allah has a mastery and rule in this world and in the day after. In this verse, Allah says, بِيَدِهِ الْمُلْكِ, and also about Judgment Day, we have Al-Mulku يَوْمَئِذٍ لِلَّهِ in chapter Hajj, verse 76. So, بِيَدِهِ الْمُلْك, it means the control of this world. The mastery of this world is in the hand of Allah. Allah is the one who is ruling and controlling everything. It is about this world. And also about Judgment Day. In chapter Hajj, the verse says, Al-Mulku yawma'izin lillah. The ruler is only Allah today. Allah is the one who rules and controls everything. So, Mulk, biyadihi al-mulk, is for today. Al-Mulku yawma'izin lillah, for Judgment Day. Allah is the master of today and the day after, Resurrection Day. If we talk about Allah's bliss in creating everything, we will understand from this verse that we are blessed because Allah has created us in a wonderful way. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. So Allah is blessed by creating, bless this world by creating in a wonderful way. It means genetic bliss. And also, if we talk about Islamic rules, divine rules, also we have another kind of bliss that Allah has revealed to us, wonderful rules, laws, until we will follow. And they are in the best way. Allah says, تَبَارَكَ الَّذِي نَزَّلَ الْفُرْقَانِ in chapter Furqan, verse 1. Allah is blessed, the one who has sent the Quran to us. It means certain rules to us. So when we say that Allah's creation or Allah Himself is full of bliss, it means the way that He creates us, we are created with bliss, and also He sent us wonderful rules that they are considered as they also blesses to the people and bounties to the people. A few messages we can get from this verse. One, we will see that Quran, when it's talking about itself, it says, تَبَارَكَ الَّذِي نَزَّلَ الْفُرْقَانِ. It means He used the word of Tabaraka, full of bliss, about the Quran, and also is talking about the Prophet who brought also the Quran. He used the same word, Tabaraka. One time he says, Tabaraka alladhi biyadihi al-mulk, when he talks about himself, and when he talks about the Quran, that he sent it to the Prophet and Prophet recited to the people, also he says the same word. تبارك الذي نزل الفرقان and تبارك الذي بيده الملك. So in this chapter and also in chapter Furqan, verse 1. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. When Allah says بيده الملك, Allah is a master and ruler of everything. Everything is under His control. But we may think that sometimes we have a ruler that they control. Is it the same? We have a king, we have a president, for example. Or during the history, we had some people like Pharaoh, that he got to such a level to control everything, all the people and everything, all the lands, or anything is under his control and power, until he claimed that he is the Lord. He said, أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى, I am your Lord. So he was asking people to worship him. Can we say this is the same as Allah is the rule and ruler? Is it the same as Allah controls everything? We should say that there is a major difference. If a person controls somewhere, an area, a community, a society, a country, or even a continent, but at the same time that he has control, there are a lot of shortages, a lot of faults, a lot of problems, that even he cannot do anything. This is one. Second, it is a temporary. He knows sooner or later he's going to lose them, and it depends. By one revolution overnight, he is going to lose everything. During the history, who stayed in power? Nobody. Who kept control forever, permanently? Nobody. Allah is the one that in his hand is control, and he is the master of everything, and it is a permanently. Not only that, another major difference, when other people, they have control, somebody has given them the power and ability and capacity to control that. This is not from themselves. They didn't have one day, then they got it, and after some time they are going to lose it. But Allah is the one that he had the power, he was ruling, and he was the master before anything will be created and after everything. قبل كل شيء وبعد كل شيء. They are the major difference. So, one, Allah is a master permanently. Second, nobody gave him the power and ability. The third, for other people, we can imagine that they did not have some times, then they got it. But for Allah, Allah had, even if we say from beginning, because we have no other words. Because time for Allah is wrong. To use the time is wrong. To say from such a time is wrong. All the time. When we say before, after, for us it is before or after. But for Allah, there is no special time. Allah had the power and is going to have a power. تبارك الذي بيده الملك. Blessed is he in whose hand is the kingdom. We have understood that all the governments, all the rulers are temporary. All the controls are temporary, and they have no power to keep it for themselves. Here Allah says, وَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. Allah has the power over everything, all things. So, although He has a control, but also He is going to control forever. Nothing will move unless by His permission. Nobody can do anything unless after He pleases. But maybe we ask, okay, if we commit sin or if we do something wrong, it means Allah wants it. No, Allah doesn't want bad deed or sins or criminals or oppress. Allah wants me to be free to decide. If He wants to stop, He is going to stop you. But since He decided to leave me alone for some time, so if I do something, since I'm doing, Allah said, that's okay. When we say Allah pleases, it means He says that's okay. Since He is going to do it, although I can control, but let Him do it. We have understood that if we rule, if we control, if we consider ourselves as a master, all of them are temporary. Allah is the one who is the master, and it is a permanently, There is no time for Allah, and nobody can take his power. Nobody can have revolution against him. During the history, many people came to fight with Allah, but they could not do anything. The people of Fil came to destroy the house of Allah. And Allah says, أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ فَعَلَ رَبُّكَ بِأَصْحَابِ الْفِيلِ. You didn't see how Allah treated with those people, that they came with the elephant to destroy the house of Allah. Allah destroyed them and abolished them. Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.